How about your fro? Do you remember having one? Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to Serious Shenanigans on the Let's Talk station. We are so excited. We have a wonderful guest tonight. It's Chaz the poet, and he's blowing up the screen all over the place. So we get a piece of him here. We have, as usual, the serious interview and in-depth dive. And then we're going to jump into the comedy, laugh it up together, and get to know Chaz in the serious and have some fun with him. So stay tuned. We're going to be with Chaz in just a second. Right now, we get to say hi to Quentin.
I tell you, you schedule these guests, and I mean,
I do. It's my job.
now you done made it. You done made it to 10 episodes, Val,
I did.
and I'm shocked because the board hasn't gotten in touch with me yet to tell me that the show is canceled. They did send me an email and said you need to tighten up a little bit. You
I'm
need to
working
make it a
on
little
it.
bit more creative.
I'm working on
Um,
it. But
I mean,
like the other
I'm
week,
just
I
telling
was
you what
like,
they said.
I know,
You
I
know.
know.
Okay,
Every
so
week.
so so, so who's this gentleman you're bringing in today?
All right. So this is so exciting because this is Chaz the poet, and it's Chas. And your autocorrect is always going to want to change that when you're typing his name, but you can find him on Instagram under Chaz the Poet. And he is a phenomenal poet. He does spoken word, and we're going to find out he's got a lot going on. It's very exciting. So, I got my list of questions and I printed real nice so that I could read them all this time. Hmm.
Oh, well, unfortunately, Chaz almost froze just now.
Oh,
Um,
no, don't do that. Was he nervous? Was it a nervous
so did you
freeze?
tell Chaz? And I know you might have didn't because
I
we've been
might have
good the
didn't.
last 3 weeks. Did you tell Chaz what happens when he pops on screen and you're not there or you can't talk? You have
No,
no audio.
because I'm not like jinxing that into existence.
Oh, so
It's
just
all gonna be good. Besides you, like, what are you for if you can't save me?
uh, I'm here, but I'm not here today.
You're here
You know.
because that's your job for me, right? So you don't want
Yeah.
to get us canceled because you're not doing your job.
So you got Paul watching. Paul's here. You got Rita.
Yeah, I
Rita's
know,
here.
right?
Rita's here too.
Hi, welcome.
Everybody's coming out for Chaz, huh?
I know, right? Because
Chaz,
Chaz just got
Chaz,
that energy, and they
Chaz,
wanna they wanna be
Chaz,
there for him. So,
Chaz.
do you want to
Okay.
meet him? Like, you
I
want to
don't want to
start the
meet him.
thing?
I
So
don't want to meet him. I don't
you
think
get
I.
to anyway, so you might as
Yeah.
well start the show so that we can, like,
We'll see what happens.
yeah, yeah, like,
Yo, yo,
oh, he jinxed me.
that's alright. Hey, Ra, I think that you.
Hey, how's it going?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Lots of stuff today happened whether I was ready for it or not. So it's just the way the ball bounces. How about you?
It works. Works. Super laid back day. At work, I'm putting together like a store right now, but other than that, super easy day.
Well, there you go. That's the way to cruise through the week. So
Yeah,
we
I
got
have
some. Go ahead.
laid back days. I have the most laid back days. Like it's insane how easy my days are actually.
Lots of time
But
to
I'm
write.
ready. I
Lo-
write minimum one poem a day, but usually like 4 to 6. So
oh, wow.
yeah.
That's outstanding. So tell us what makes Chaz the poet stand out in the crowd.
All right. I do not even go by Chaz the poet. I'm actually just Chaz. I'm just Chaz who happens to write poetry. So like it's Chaz the poet because like I mean if you gotta find me on social media, it's Chaz the poet. But what makes me stand out? I'm probably the quirkiest. I'm a veteran for one, but that doesn't make me stand out. But I'm just super quirky and like super free all the time. When I perform on stage, a lot of people get slapped in the face by me doing like a really short poem. So I do like a 4 line poem or I do a 1 line poem just because if I say it's a poem, it's a poem. And people are always thrown off because they're like, bro, I felt like that wasn't a poem. I felt like there was so much more left. And I'm like, nope. I said it's a poem. Now it's a poem. So that's probably what makes me stand out the most.
That's awesome. Your energy is definitely fun, that much. Um, so where did your love of words come from?
Honestly, I'm
Mm-hmm.
anti all emotions. So a lot of people used to say, yo, you are so stoic. Like, I'm trying to know what you're thinking. And I always tell them, like, I'm good with language. So if you're trying to figure out what I'm thinking, just read one of my poems. Like, most likely, if I can't tell you how I'm feeling, it's somewhere on a page somewhere. So, and that started when I was young. Like I love singing. I grew up in a church, so I grew up singing choir, and I grew up performing on stage. So I was a big actor, huge thespian, and then later on in life, I just started to write poetry as like my form of expression because I love to express myself on the stage, whether it be acting, singing, and then I was like, all right, well, if I'm not doing that, then what else can I be doing? Because I can't do that all the time. So poetry was
Yeah.
born.
Poetry was born. Well, congratulations to us because we got that out of you. Um,
Yes, man.
what are you most proud of in regards to your accomplishments?
That is a this is a crazy statement, but I always tell people I'm not proud of anything. I think if I ever say I'm proud of something, I kind of like stop myself. I become complacent. Um, so people are always like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "If I'm proud, then like I feel like I have to stop, and there's like no threshold to keep going." I'm a best-selling author, which is like super insane. So that's something to be proud of. And then I played a video game professionally for a couple years, which is really nice. So those are
Wow.
probably like the two biggest things I should be proud of, but I don't really put too much on there
Okay,
when I say
so if,
that.
like you're not proud of them, but if we had to push the list, you'd push those ones forward.
Yeah, I have this super abstract way of thinking. So like as long as if I say I'm proud of something, I usually stop right there. And it's like something else to grow into versus um when I do something I feel like I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore. So as
Hmm.
long as I say like I'm never done, I'm never finished, there's always more room to grow.
There you
So
go.
that's why I never say I'm proud of anything.
That's the way to do it. All right, well, we're going to get our first poem out of you, but before we do that, I'm just going to do my little thing. So I want to welcome everybody who's in the room. Some of you, we can see you by your comments, and some of you, we can't, and that's okay too. We're so happy that you're here. But while you're here, we hope that you would like and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified of this show and all the other shows that are on the Let's Talk station throughout the week. So we are interviewing Chaz, who is of Chaz the Poet, and we're going to give him the mic so he can share one of his pieces with us.
All right. So I'll start off with this super soft poem that's actually in my book, but it's kind of like the dynamic of me and like who I am as a person, really short and sweet. But I just think there's so much negativity in the world and I try to avoid being negative. So this poem just speaks to that. Smile more and hate less. The world is already filled with negativity. Love more and frown less. The world is already filled with sadness. That is the piece.
Short and to the point. I love a good micro. I've always said you have to hook them in the first line, and you have to leave them with that gut punch, so that when are long out of their sight or their earshot, that they're still thinking about what you said. And I think you know that you hit it.
I try to. If I keep it short, they're always like, what are you gonna say next? I'm like, chill, it's done. It's done.
Well, I know personally that you have some great things coming, and I'm not going to let you be silent about them. So I'm going to ask you, like poetry wise, what kind of engagements are on the horizon for you?
All right, see, since y'all get to hear it first, because I'm super low key on social
I
media until
know.
like the event happens. I wasn't even gonna announce this one until the flyer comes out, either of them until the flyer comes out. But I'll be featuring at Busboys and Poets, which is a really like go-to place to get a feature at. It's kind of like Fly Poets or Voices in Power if you ever heard of it.
Mhm.
So if you live in the States, Busboys and Poets like go-to place that if you can get featured at, you would want to. So I'll be featuring there in July 26th to be exact. I'll be featuring at Barnes and Noble's July 13th. There's this massive Barnes and Noble's, literally like 30 minutes away from me. But I didn't even know like you could feature there until somebody was like, "Hey, you should come to open mic." I was like, "All right, I will." And the guy who books everything was like, "Hey, I like your poetry. You want to come back? You want to feature?" I was like, "Whoa, I'll come back." So that's gonna be super fun. I'm actually stepping into the world of the poetry slams. Um, I want to elevate my poetry to a grander scale and kind of dive into the performance aspect of poetry that I feel like you only really get from poetry slams. Like
Mhm.
I go to a lot of, I see a lot of amateur poets perform all the time, and I always am in love with their poetry sometimes, but like poetry slam just like captivates me. Like I'm like stuck watching like especially team slams and everything like that. So I'll be stepping into the realm of poetry slams coming in August just so I can get my poetry up to their level to at least be able to hang out with the guys. So that's gonna be super fun. So the first time you'll see me doing poetry slams is gonna be in August. I'll be on Charm City. Really big platform. A whole bunch of amazing poets have touched their stage and have touched their platform. So it's gonna be really nice to take advantage of that.
Well, congratulations. Those are three big ones.
Thanks.
Yeah. Um, if you could handpick two people from all of history, who would you like to have a meaningful conversation with?
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so it'll probably be Socrates, which is I love philosophy. I'm a big philosophy nerd, and he is. I don't care what no one says. He's one of the best philosophers ever. Everybody always talks about how Aristotle is the best philosopher, but I'm like, whoa, his teacher was Socrates. You got to meet the teacher first to know how Aristotle got his way of being. So I would love to have a conversation with him, just to really not so much pick his mind because it might be on insanely different levels, but really just to have a conversation, like see where his train of thought travels and where he goes when he's thinking. And secondly would be Albert Einstein. He might have went insane, but I don't think he was crazy. I think they just say he was crazy because he was just so far above what the average mind can maintain and hold, especially as a human being. Like you can only fathom certain things. So when people start saying things that are so out of reach, people get lost and they're like, "Whoa, no, like
Yeah, you're
you're
crazy.
insane." Like, yeah, it actually reminds me of this one show called Manifest where they're like, I'm hearing voices in my head and I'm seeing visions and stuff like that. And everyone thinks they're crazy, but like they actually are seeing and hearing these voices. But we from the outside looking in, it's like, whoa, they're they're crazy, but like we don't actually know if they're crazy or not. So I would love to just know how his mind ticks and works because he's literally come up with some of the best theories known to man, like to date. So
So,
I
what
gotta
would you
know.
ask him? I'm just curious. What would be your number one
I
question?
I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably ask him, does he feel like he's crazy? And see what he says. And just like let him go on a full tangent of how he's not crazy or maybe how he is crazy, which would be interesting to see what he would say.
All right. All right. Um, Very good answer, by the
Nikola
way. Very
Tesla? No,
interesting.
not Nikola Tesla. Not Nikola Tesla.
Not
No.
Tesla.
No, I don't know. I've seen him a lot in history, but I'd rather meet the person who did so many groundbreaking things when it came to history versus somebody who was more of a mind. I think Nikola Tesla was more of a mind than a scientist.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Um, have you ever felt or thought as though you may be a great advocate for a cause?
I would say yes, only because my poetry revolves around mental health, um, and just all things that have to do with how you live life and progress as a person. So I'm kind of like a self-care poet or a self-help poet, if you want to say that, but I'm also a mental health advocate. And I really am one of those people who, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you have PTSD, if you have any traumatic experiences, if you reach out to me, I'll always get back to you, but also you can find understanding in my poetry and kind of like relate to it in a way.
Hmm.
And at the same time, you can also feel like you're not alone. So I get tons and tons of DMs of people who just go, I love your work. Like I had this going on and like it just like your work just hit me. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. because I think no matter like how many fans you can get, no matter how well known I become, it's always the fans who I've touched, that mean the most to me. So like if you can relate to my poetry and I can help you in some way, I feel at ease doing that. So when it comes to mental health, I relate full heartedly. I struggle with depression, I struggle with anxiety, I struggle with PTSD. So on those lines of any traumatic, almost every traumatic experience in life I've had to experience, which is terrible to say in a way, but at least it lets me relate to everyone now.
That's a good way to look at it, right? You can relate to everybody. I like that. It's very good. So we're gonna ask you to read another poem. I'm just gonna give you a transition moment there and do what I do. So once again, I want to welcome everybody who's in the room or watching this on replay. We're so happy that you're with us. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I just want to take a moment to thank our producer Quentin, who is doing an incredible job behind the scenes. We're still on the screen and we're still live, so says he's doing a good job. um, so far, anyways. So, Chaz, we're gonna hand the mic over to you.
All right, perfect. Well, since we're on the topic of what what I see myself as an advocate of, I'll just do a poem in that sense. I'm just gonna freestyle a poem, and I don't know by heart yet, but it is, what is your biggest fear?
Mm.
My biggest fear would have to be knowing that I couldn't save everyone from themselves. Knowing that if the world came crashing down, I would be the one losing my health. As if I was Atlas and my knees started to buckle upon themselves. Watching everyone fall and crumble around me, watching the earth shatter around me, and realizing I couldn't save anyone. Realizing that I've been trying to give so much of myself and I just drained myself until I was empty, as if I started to lose myself more and more. Pouring from a cup that was already emptied, and somehow I was always thinking in my mind, what use was this for? Realizing that if I couldn't save myself, how could I save you? Poem.
Brilliant. And I mean, it says it all, right? It's self care. And there's a lot of people out there who want to give everything and they see people around them that are in need. And the world is really getting to the point where there's more and more people in need. But if you can't fill up your own cup, you can't offer anybody else a drink.
Can at all, can at all. I always tell people, my favorite thing to tell people is, if you're the angel, who puts the halo back on you? Or who has the halo when you look at them, Because it's so easy to save everyone, but exactly how did you help yourself in any way? And I think as people, we forget that I'm an empath and I love to help people. But that only means I'm always helping people. How do I feed back into my own energy? How do I start to give back to myself? And I tell people, a lot of people use the reference of pouring from a cup that's empty. I always tell people, what if my cup was empty the entire time? But for me, I tell people, if when I pour from my cup, it's always full. It was never empty. I always pour from a full cup, and I always replenish the energy that's coming. So if I give it out, I make sure I receive it back in some way, in some fashion, um, just on a self level, because I'm really big into meditating. I'm really big into pouring into people, but also making sure I replenish myself, making sure I replenish my energy and be alive. So
That's brilliant. I
thank you.
love to hear that you have that self care piece. So earlier you were speaking about, never giving yourself places to benchmark so that you always have somewhere to go. Um, how far will you take your craft?
I won't lie. My life goal is to save every possible person through poetry. So if you were to ask how far I would take my craft, it'd be literally endlessly saving lives. I want to just travel the world, spreading positivity through poetry, helping people through poetry. Like, I'm a therapist. Forget what everyone's saying. I'm a poetic therapist. I consider myself an expressionist, less of a poet. I always tell people, like, I love to express myself through poetry. Like, poetry just happens to be the form of art I express myself in.
Right.
But I want to be able to help people too. Language was my first gift, and I just chose to write poetry.
Right.
Um, So I want to take my craft as far as possible. I want to be a New York Times bestseller. I want to be an international bestseller, but I also want to travel the world full time, just literally going to every place possible and speaking poetry and just being able to relate to the crowd and talk to people and see who I can help and see who I can talk to and see if they how they felt after hearing my work, you know?
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
super
well,
crazy.
we're
People
going to be
always like,
watching for
whoa,
that. We're going to be watching for where you are next.
sounds good to me.
Right? As long as the eyes are on, it sounds good. Um, what beliefs do you have about humanity?
Give me more. Give me more. It's
Okay,
vague. It's vague.
it's vague. It's meant to
Beliefs in humanity. And I'm
be.
like, what aspect?
What when you look at the world today and you see what's going on in the world, you're an empath, right? What beliefs do you have about humanity?
Mm. All right, we're back. Can you hear me?
And
All right. So beliefs in humanity in what aspect? It's such a big answer. I need more. Well, a big question. I
okay.
need more.
Um so let's see. Um what beliefs do you have for the future of humanity?
Okay.
Where do you think that humanity is going? Does that help you? Does it narrow it down a bit for you? I wanted to leave
It's
it for you to pick up where
all
you
right.
felt, but
It's so much. It's so much. All right. What I'll do is I'll respond to that question, but
mhm.
I'll give you like my idea of humanity, like what I think
Yeah,
like every human refuses to accept or should
okay.
accept.
That's what we want to
Um,
hear.
so I would say humanity has endless potential to grow and endless room to always keep growing. And I don't even think people realize how, we only use 10% of our brain, but as people, we are endlessly growing and progressing through trialing times and not even just progressing like slowly. We take massive jumps and massive leaps, like from when phones were literally not touchscreen to when they were touchscreen to when literally like I feel like the next phone, like the next
Oh, we're missing the best part.
He froze, Val. He froze.
Yeah, he froze. There we go.
all right. All right, I'm
We
back.
missed the
I'm back.
best part. You have to rewind.
Oh no, I literally paused because I saw
Yeah.
it was buffering. I was like, whoa, it must be me. Um, so I think as human beings we take leaps. So phones being touchscreens to phones literally well to phones not being touchscreens to them being touchscreen now. I feel like the next time we see phones in a few years, phones are gonna be able to just you'll be able to talk to somebody and you'll see like a whole hologram come up and be like, "Hey, mom, how you been?" Like you can see like a real live version of like what they're doing, and it gets like their full body, which is kind of crazy to think about. A lot of phones now take shots of our face, literally like billion bits of information, like bits and pieces of our face. So theoretically speaking, you could probably use your whole body to unlock your phone, but it just hasn't like we haven't progressed that far yet.
Right.
But it's just super cool to think about.
It really is. There's
And then
so
I think every human being is selfish. So that is like my craziest take on human beings. I think we're all selfish. It could be good or bad selfish, no matter how you spin it. I told somebody, they told me, one of my friends was like, I'm extremely selfless. I was like, why are you selfless? And they were like, I really love doing it. And I was like, you heard what you just said? You just said I love being selfless. So I don't think there's any possible way to not be selfish because everything we do is based off of us, no matter how we spin it. Like before we act, we think. Even when people say like, "Oh, you got to think before your actions," they did. They literally thought before they did it. It's just they did it so fast. It seems like they weren't thinking. Um, but it's just insane to think about that everyone can be selfish, whether it be good or bad. Like you can literally somebody could um, steal something and it'd be bad, but it'd be like a good kind of selfish. Like they were like, I was stealing from my mom versus somebody saying like they stole just to steal. And you don't even like, we don't even think about it as people, like what might have caused them to do bad
right.
things. And then we think about like good things, the good things that people do, when they're always giving to people, always helping people, and not even realizing like it could be from a bad aspect. Like they could be helping people to make themselves look better, in this grandiose light that
Could
exists,
be
or they could just
mandated
be
to help
genuine.
people.
Yeah, right. Literally, right. Mandated to help people, or they could be helping people strictly because it really feeds their life form. Like when I help people, I get back so much energy in myself, and it's like that's a good thing because it's feeding me back energy. But at the same time, it could be a bad thing. Like I'm extremely selfish for like always helping people because I love to help, And it's crazy to say that I'm selfish for being selfless, but I just don't think there's no such thing as selflessness.
I agree with you. I agree with you because there's gratification in everything that we do, or else we wouldn't do it, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. Um. All right. So you told us a lot about like what you're doing, the events that are coming up, the things that you would like to build upon. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Dang, 10 whole
I
years, and
know, right? 10
here I
years. You have 10 years to
here
get
I
to this
am always
destination.
here I am always forcefully living in the moment. In 10 years, all right,
10.
in 10 years, I'll probably be living in Florida. I
Okay.
love Florida. Beautiful city, beautiful place. Um, but that's just gonna be like a house I live in, and I'll probably get a house in France. That's just I'm French, so France is
Okay.
home. So I have a house in both places, and then I'll just be traveling. So in 10 years, I'll just be traveling around the world. Like I'll probably be on a world tour in 10 years. Probably my second world tour, if we're being honest. Um, but so 10 years, we'll say second world tour, second world poetry tour.
Okay. All right. Um,
But hold me to it though.
so,
Like in 10 years, when I'm talking to you, like make sure.
right? I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna say, it's been 10 years. Where's the house in France? Right?
That's what I'm
And
saying.
where's the house in Florida? Where are you living? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you if you would share one more poem with us, and
Yes, ma'am.
then yeah,
This is
you go
one
right
of
ahead.
This is one of my least favorite poems, but it hit a million views on social media, so like I guess I like to do it just because it did well, but it's called Dear Woman,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get into it. Dear woman, I'm sorry for every man that took advantage of you. The one that built campsites inside of you, there was no foundation. One day a man will build a home with you. He will not be temporary. He will feed your mind, body, and soul. For every void you have, he will make you whole. You will not be a burden. He will unpack every bag you have been carrying. He will love you, not because you are beautiful, but because you are extraordinary. Ex- uh, Strong, beautiful, and intelligent are words not powerful enough to describe you. Dear woman, one day a man will love every fiber that is you.
Mm,
Poem.
that is a beautiful piece. I know that that's pinned on your Instagram.
It is 1,000% pinned on my Instagram. Yeah, it's at like 1.6 million views, which is kind of cool. But yeah,
It
poems.
is. It's incredible. It's incredible, and it's a good example of your work. So, I wanted to ask you about when you're out doing all of these events and you're writing all the time. You have a job outside of poetry. You've
Mm.
got a book, right? What do you do to ground yourself and keep yourself in that creative space?
So I don't work a job where I work at night. When I was playing video games professionally, I was working a job at nighttime. And I actually left the military to pursue like my creative path because I was working 20 hours a day and then like sleeping 4 hours. So I didn't really have time to live life. When it came to like doing things I love to do. So I was like when I re-enlisted, I was like, I'm gonna go back home. I just want my freedom back. I feel like I haven't been able to do things. I haven't been able to be me for a while. So once I got out, I was like, all right, now I can do everything I want to do, you know? So get out the military, made sure I got a job where I could have off at nighttime to be able to go ahead and go to these open mic events, go ahead and do features, go ahead and do shows. And I make sure I wake up early enough that
Mhm.
I can get content out, but I work late enough that like I don't really have to do much during the day besides work. And then after work, I just do a poetry show. I might go do something for poetry. I might go do open mic. I might do a live. And it keeps me really balanced entirely just because sometimes I find myself getting upset or angry with myself that I'm not doing everything I feel like I should be doing. So I literally have to consciously be like, okay, this is my schedule. This is what it looks like. These are the time frames. These are when I'm going to do things. And then I just set times and I do it. And I'm really a go with the flow kind of guy. So
Okay.
um, I'm always just going with the flow. Like wherever the waves take me, that's where I'm headed. And it's a
Right.
weird way to say like I go with the flow and it keeps me grounded, but the only thing I ever have to pay attention to is my work schedule. That's really
Mm,
it.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that. I'm just making a note. So, I have
And you're taking notes like my therapist. Just kidding, I don't have one. Um,
it's actually a note for Quentin. So, it's not for you, it's for Quentin.
at least
Um,
it ain't.
okay. So um, I was wondering if you would tell us a bit about your book. So it's a bestseller. You got a coffee there. Tell us about the book. Tell us about where we can find it.
This beautiful specimen is Untitled Masterpieces Through Poetry. And the cover is just my handwriting. I literally like it's my cursive, it's my handwriting. It's just everything I would have written. Because I really suck at drawing. I can't even draw a stick figure. It comes out
No?
squiggly. Yeah, I don't know why. It just doesn't work. On the back, I want it to be super different. So you'll find about this masterpiece instead of like about the book, and then you'll find about the poet instead of about the author. Just because I was like, let me be different.
Right.
I'll read you the first. I'll read you the forward in my book, which is
Okay.
really,
Okay.
really nice. And it says, "For the ones who got lost along the way to find themselves,"
Mm,
and that's just to start off my book.
beautiful. Oh, he froze again. He's just a little pause. So while he's paused, I'm going to invite everybody in the room. If you're logged in and you're able to
Mhm.
comment, what we would love for you to do
I'm
is
back.
type in hashtag serious shenanigans. We have a giveaway going on. So do that. And he's back now. He's unpaused. We're
Yeah,
going to
I'm
let him
back.
finish.
Finally, finally. So it's broken up into four chapters: untitled pain, untitled romance, untitled depression, and untitled happiness. And each chapter is literally untitled for a reason. I think you don't have to title a poem for it to be great. I don't think you have to title your story. You do not have to say I'm an addict. You do not have to say I'm a trauma victim. You do not have to label yourself. You do not have to say I'm pretty ugly. Nothing. Just you are you. So I like to leave every poem untitled because you can just tell your own story or relate to it in any way or you want. So it just has emotions that you may feel. So the pain chapter, you might feel a lot of pain, but I felt a lot of pain writing it. The romance chapters, I felt real lovey-dovey writing it. The depression chapter is when I was living in it. And then the happiness chapter is just all things like that make me feel happy, make me feel good. So it's a lot of self-reflection in the book. It's a lot of conversations with myself. I write everything that might be in between. Like no one can ever read in between the lines besides me. So my
Right.
book was kind of like for me to read, but some people can find their own stories in it.
I understand exactly what you're saying. And
Oh,
we have
by
a
the
little
way,
something in common there because, one of the titles of my book, one of my three books is titled,
no,
My
you gotta tell me.
My Life Untitled.
Oh yeah, send me that so I can buy it like right now. Make sure
Okay,
to send me the link, literally. And you can find it anywhere you can buy a book. Anywhere you can buy a book. If you go on Google and you type in Untitled Masterpieces through Poetry, it is available everywhere. Like there is not a place that sells books that doesn't have my book. Um, so yeah,
there you go. Okay, so I hope those hashtags are coming in. So hashtag just make a comment in there, hashtag serious shenanigans, and we're gonna a little bit of time for that to come through, and then we're gonna do a draw.
The voice from the sky. Rita has commented and she put get it on her comment. She just has to put serious shenanigans, hashtag serious shenanigans. If you put any other letters even on the same line like this, it will not enter you into the contest, Rita.
Boom. She
So it
got
has
it.
to be what Paul did. It has to be exactly like this.
Okay. So thank you.
So you have to do just famous shenanigans, hashtag famous serious shenanigans.
Serious shenanigans. Yeah. It's a
Nothing
generator.
additional.
So yeah. So it's only gonna look at certain word choices. So that's what we're doing there. But okay. So I was gonna also ask you about.
So the voice from the sky wants to ask you something, Val.
Yeah.
Are you giving away lollipops, now laters?
What?
What are we giving away today? I don't know what we're giving away. Are you going to keep it a secret?
For the moment.
Oh,
Because I
wow.
was still going to ask him some questions and let
Oh,
people.
I didn't
I was
know.
going to let people go through that. So yeah.
Oh,
Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
no, just I just hope they take what you give them. I know it's a nice giveaway, and
They might.
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
is it going to be the serious or is it going to be the shenanigans?
No, it's gonna be serious. It's a serious giveaway.
I'm not gonna lie. I can see Valerie right now gripping up the voice from the sky, like literally just like in her hand, like talk again.
Do you have any other questions, or can I continue with my interview?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I was just wondering if you had any other books planned.
You know what's crazy? I have a show I'm gonna run in August. Like my own show, which is like super fun. An hour of Chaz is gonna be terrible. Like, I mean, like an hour of me is gonna sound ridiculous because even I can't handle an hour of me. But I am planning to release a book on the day of my brother's birthday who passed away. So I don't know if I'll do that yet, but that's the goal. The book is written up. I just don't have a cover yet, and it's not format. I haven't like gotten into formatting it or anything like that. So I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But if I do have a book coming out, July 4th would be the date. July 4th.
This is the day after my birthday.
I know that.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, my brother's birthday is the 4th of July, which is kind of crazy.
I know, right? I do remember you saying it. So yeah, I feel like breaking out, and you singer, right? So you can sing "Celebrate Good Times" for us, because I can't sing. I'm not allowed.
Oh, me sing? Yeah, sing is crazy. I only get paid to sing. Singing is like
okay. Well, I'm not.
yeah,
We're not paying. We
I
paid for
charge
some
people to hear me
prizes.
sing. I
We
might
paid for some
charge people to hear me
prizes, so
sing.
that's like kind of enough, right? Like
I'm
I got.
I'm just
Other words,
I'm
I'm gonna
just, I'm
get
just
cut. They're gonna cut my show. They're gonna be like, "You give away too much stuff. It's not right." So
I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
no. So, if Chaz could win $1 million tomorrow, what would Chaz like to do with that money?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna sit there. I don't spend money like ever. I don't believe in like useless spending or anything like that. I don't believe in debt, and I don't have any debt now. So, uh, yeah, it would literally just be invested. I invested into something, stocks, anything. So it's super weird. Yeah, money is like a weird thing for
No
me.
Florida home yet, no France home yet. That's like it's sit there.
No. I would just invest it because I don't want to move to Florida yet. Maybe soon, but yeah. So it would just be invested, and then I'll just let it sit there for a second. Yeah, I don't do like impulse decisions. Like I'm not big on like impulse things.
So in another in a parallel universe, what would Chaz do if he wasn't doing this? It's a parallel universe. You got something else that interests you.
I'd be a basketball player, okay? I'm telling you, like I'd be a basketball star. I'd be
Are you
like
tall enough for
six.
that?
I'd be
Okay.
like, no, whoa, 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 whoa. This parallel universe, I grew, okay?
Okay.
So in this parallel universe, I would have grown to like 6'5", and and basically be better than Kobe, better than LeBron, better than Michael
Okay.
Jordan. Like, I'd be
All right.
great, be a
All
great
right.
basketball
There you
legend.
go. Parallel universe. We didn't say that you couldn't make your own rules, but
That's what I'm
there you
saying.
go.
I made my own rules. I mean,
Okay.
I'm tall enough to be a basketball player now, but
Okay.
I just need to be taller to, reach these levels.
Okay. Okay. Well, I get it. I mean, you're sitting, so it's hard to tell, right? But that's okay. So.
I'm
Okay.
probably
So
way taller than you, though.
you are. I'm short. I am.
See? Exactly. Way
I
taller than
am
you.
short, and there's not many people who are shorter than me unless they are very young and still going through their growth. But that's okay. I'm okay with it. I have people around me who are taller, and when I need things out of the top cupboards, I just call for them, and they come and help me, and they mock me, and I've just grown used to it. So it's
So,
okay.
like, you're short, but they're taller than you. I don't know how that would have worked out. I don't know how that came to be.
I know, right? Could you imagine that I bore tall children? And
Yeah,
get you there. But I
that's
think
actually
it's
insane.
just I think it
It's
just
crazy.
has to do with the universal law that was applied to me that is like you are shorter than everybody else.
Do you know the average height of male and female has shrunk? Now, like the average height of a male is 5'7", and now the average height of a female is 5'4". It used to be 5'7" for a female and then 5'10" for a male. I don't know what happened.
So apparently I may now be in the range of average, but not around people around me.
Well, yeah, I'm taller than both my parents too, so it makes sense. It makes sense for me.
Right? There you go. So we're gonna do the draw. Do we have that all in? Is that all in? Is are we ready to do the draw? Quentin, did you fall asleep again? Oh, here we go with the draw. All right. He's gonna click the clicker. Click the clicker. And it is oh awesome. So Rainier is our winner tonight, which is incredible. So we have a copy of Chaz's book for you. So Rainier, what I'm gonna get you to do is all the comments are monitored. So if you want to put in how you would like to get the book through with Quentin there. That's his little dealio. And if you it won't be when you make the comment, it will not be posted for everybody to see. So we will make that arrangement. So congratulations on getting a copy of Untitled Masterpieces. Beautiful.
And Rainier, if you're ever anywhere where I'm at and you got my book on you, I'll sign it. I promise. You get
Okay,
my
well,
stamp of
you know
approval.
what? He will take that up for you. So when you go to Australia,
I actually was in Australia 2 months ago,
okay, well, see, you missed the
but
boat. So now
yeah,
you're
so it's curtains, but
So next time you're back in Australia, you have a signing to do. A one book signing. um okay, so I'm gonna ask you to do another piece. That's okay with you.
all right, come on. Let me open up the book. Let me see what I
Okay,
got for
come
you. Let me
on.
see what I got for you.
Come on and do it.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, mm, okay. All right. I like this one. A picture can say 1,000 words. My back can tell a story. My eyes can reveal all my pain, and my heart can relive it all for me. Poem.
Damn, say it again.
A picture can say 1,000 words. My back can tell a story. My eyes can reveal all my pain, and my heart can relive it all for me.
Facts.
That is from the Untitled Depression chapter in my
Oh,
book.
good job. Good job. That was a good piece. Okay, so before we move into the shenanigans, I'm gonna ask you two more things, and then we're gonna move into the kind of goofy part of the show.
All
So
right.
one is I want to know I want to know, like, you're gonna go. So I know this much. I know that you got kind of the introverted personality going on. So you're cool with going somewhere alone. So we're gonna do the typical desert island. What can you not live without?
Dang.
We're
You sending me
sending you
to a
on
desert?
Gilligan's boat. We're
You're
sending you on
sending me to a
Gilligan's boat.
desert island? Let
Oh
me.
yeah.
You know what? I'm bringing my basketball. I'm bringing my basketball.
Okay. You can
Yeah,
make a
it's.
basketball court. Anything else you need?
I can only bring one. Oh,
No,
just
you
it's
can
just
bring.
anything.
You're going on a boat.
Oh, I
You're just
can
not
just
coming
bring
home for
whatever
a
I
while.
want. All right. I'm bringing my basketball. I'm bringing my journal.
Okay.
My phone's gonna die, so it's just no use for it. And I'm bringing a fire starter because I'll never be able to start a fire out there.
There you go.
That's all I need. Everything else will
Okay,
be fine.
there you go. Just that's awesome. The first thing on my list is pina colada mix. So our lists are different. I'm just saying. That's all. Okay. Before we move into the shenanigan part of things, I just want to give you an opportunity to address anybody who's watching the show. And is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would like people to know about you?
No. If
Okay.
you want to find me on social media, my at on almost everything is Chaz the Poet, CHAS, Nosy, I am French, the poet. Proper grammar, okay. Listen, not duh. Um, so Chaz the Poet, and I honestly appreciate everyone who's watching. Love all of y'all. I used to be a streamer, so it's really like I just love and appreciate anybody who supports me or anyone else. So appreciate y'all for supporting Viles, for supporting Q, for supporting me as well. It's all love.
Absolutely. Ah, and I just say that so we have people who signed in to YouTube, so we get to see their comments, but there's a lot of people who watching that don't sign into their YouTube. So there's more people. So I've already had a few people message me about how much they're enjoying the show, but they're not logged in, so they didn't get to
I'm sweet of
participate
them.
in the draw,
But
right?
with this interview, I'm taking you to the island too. We out. Don't bring the pina colada mix though.
Okay.
Wait, speaking of
What?
that, have you ever
I'm not allowed to bring my own stuff.
have you have you ever had a pina colada and a mango daiquiri mix? You'll love it, I swear.
Do you know what?
Best
I
thing
bet
ever.
you I really would like that because I like the fruity drinks
It's
and
it's really good. Like it's really good. I get it from this restaurant.
okay.
Around my way. It's a Hispanic place, and they have
Okay.
like really good pina coladas. And then I was like, yo, pina coladas are a little too sweet. And I was like, let me
They
mix with a
can
mango
be.
daiquiri. So I
They
mixed with
can
a
be.
mango daiquiri, and I never looked back. I never
Okay.
looked back.
Well, this is good news, especially when it's summer slushy weather. I okay. I have a story, but I'll save it because this isn't about me. So
You can tell the story. You can tell the story. It's fine.
okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
We're all here for stories.
So when I used to take my son to hockey, there was an arena that I really, really liked going to because across the street it was one of those stores that had
We're
like
frozen.
it they had the slushy machines and they had like 20 different flavors, right? And I'm not big on slushies, but they had the pina colada one, and so I would always just bring my cup with the booze. And then yeah, so I would
You
get to
you
go with
froze
a
for your
free.
whole story. You vanished. You
Did
vanished. It
I?
must.
I just seen you freeze.
Oh,
So I was thinking,
maybe it's really just me freezing, and
is
you're the
it?
one
Do,
gone.
do you want me to say it again so you can hear it, or do you want to watch the replay?
No, you can say it again. Come on. No, we'll
So
watch replay. You just say it again.
I used to take my son to hockey,
Boom.
and there was this great store across the street, one of the arenas, and I loved it when he played there because they had all like 20 different slushy machines, and so they had like the pina colada slushy. So I would just like bring my booze and get like the big slushy cup, and yeah,
These good ideas. By the way,
right.
everyone watching, I'm really sorry that I froze and I made y'all listen to that story for a second time, but it's
I
all
know
right.
because it
Valerie
wasn't the
doesn't
greatest
have a bad
story,
voice.
but it's
It's all
still
right.
happened.
She doesn't have a terrible voice, guys. I'm sorry I've subjected y'all to that though. But
Well, now we're getting into shenanigans, so like you just got your
I'm a
friend.
pretty goofy person on accident. It's not
Okay,
intentional.
all right. So this is play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So there are some winnings to be happening, depending on your answers.
All
So
right.
the first thing is, give me 3 words that are spelled so ridiculously that it makes you mad.
Okay. Perspicacious.
All
Word
right.
one.
That
I.
that makes me mad too, just hearing it.
You want to
Uh,
guess what it means?
Something annoying.
It means beautiful.
Oh, interesting.
Pulchritudinous. Um,
Wasn't
guess
on
what
my
pulch?
list before, but now it is.
I'm frozen.
You're frozen? I hope I'm not frozen. I can still see you. Oh, he froze. It gave him time to think. It gave him time to think about his next word. Oh, here we come.
All
Okay.
right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right.
Okay.
So pulchritudinous.
Right.
Um, it. Guess what it means?
I don't know.
It means intelligent.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
And if I had to pick one last word, I'm trying to think of something that I can't spell, like something that's just so out of control that I can't spell. Mm, you know what word I hate? Orthodontist.
Oh,
Orthodontist is probably one of the most ridiculous words.
was it?
Just
Okay.
yeah, it's bad the way they piece language together and like
Right.
eyes and mouths and everything like that.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie
bad.
to you. I was thinking of like Colonel and bologna and
When I hear medical terms, I'm always like, is this really what we chose to do today? We chose to say, what word can I not pronounce or spell, and just say this is what you have.
right?
I'm sorry.
Medicine's the same way. Okay, we made it through that and we learned something too. What is the weirdest food you have ever tried? Even if you are like didn't want to try it, but you did.
Spiders and ants.
Oh, okay. You know what? I asked the question. I asked and you willingly did that.
When people dare you, you just got to go with it. And it was just like, eat these spiders, eat these ants. And I
No,
was like,
no, no,
yo,
no, no. We don't have to talk about that no more. We're good. We're good.
it's fine. They just tasted like, you know, skin. No, just kidding. They tasted like
We're good.
soil. Like they tasted like dirt. But like,
Yeah. Okay. I'm liking my next question much better.
you
What?
should try spiders and ants
No,
though.
I'm
Don't
not.
don't
That's not
like.
happening.
Would you try
But thank you
crickets?
very much.
Would you try crickets? They cook crickets.
And we give
No.
it back to you.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No. No, bugs are good. If they're okay for the garden, they can live there, but they're not coming on my plate. It's just not happening. No, thank you. What inanimate objects would you be happier if they had googly eyes?
Honestly, my mirror. Like I want to know what my mirror looks at me and says, like, "Damn, you look good. Damn, ugh, that outfit you're wearing looks ridiculous." Like I just want to know what my mirror is always thinking. Like show me what you're thinking. My phone screen, like we're looking at each other right now, but I want to know what my phone is saying to me.
But now that you've voiced that, your phone will tell you later.
You know
100%.
what? It's probably gonna be Suri telling me how much she can't feel love. I can't believe in that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Siri might be saying I'm having a hard time
Do
answering that
do
for you.
do you have an Alexa speaker?
I do, but I don't use it. That's like still
Ask
passwords.
Alexa, does she love you? And her response will boggle your mind every
Okay, all
time.
right, all right. I'm all about finding that out, so I will. Um, Tell us the song that often gets stuck in your head. Like,
I
when you
love
get that annoying
Polo
feeling?
G. I love Polo G. So it's usually two songs. It's usually
Okay.
two songs. It could be either something by Ed Sheeran, which Dive is a really good song and I love it, or
Mm-hmm.
it's something by Polo G. and he has a song called Heartless, and I can't say it because it's all profanity.
It's
But
profanity. And does it get like stuck over and over again in your head and it's like super annoying?
literally, I'll be walking like, I'll be like, dang. I'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, all right, we're done. And then I'll be like, no, we're
It's
not.
still
Like,
there.
yeah,
It's still there.
yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. All right. The important part of this next question is the first couple words, okay? So without naming names, do you know anyone who closely resembles a squid?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay. Okay, good.
1,000%.
Good, because everybody should know one person.
I'm I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I know multiple people, like
Multiple?
just multiple squids, just multiple.
Whoa.
And I'm not just talking Squidward, but like multiple
So,
squids.
like, you got like a school of squid.
Literally,
All
literally a
right, that
school.
is
It's pretty bad.
fantastic
It's pretty
and
bad.
unexpected. Very unexpected, but I'm liking that answer. Okay, fill in the blank.
All right.
If you had 100 of blank, it would be 99.5 too many.
All right. If I had woman, 100 of woman, it'd be a little bit. It'd be a little bit too many. It'd be a little bit too many. All right.
It's a little bit too many. You'd be reaching into that $1,000,000 that you hypothetically won.
What? No, the first one would have took me for alimony. It'd be gone. No, I'm just kidding.
It's so funny. All right, all right, all right. That was a good answer, though. If you had the powers of magic, who would you turn into what first?
Honestly, I'd turn everybody into snails, just small snails. I'll just be.
So
You
you'd be
you
speedy
become a snail. You become a
and they're
snail.
going nowhere fast.
Huh?
They're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, that way they can't slow me down, and I look faster than I actually am.
They're Speedy Gonzalez. Ah, there you go. So, let me see. Oh, quick question. Are you thinking about that song right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about it now because you just add like, what is this? You think about it
Well,
now.
I
Now it's
you about a
in. Now the
song that
lyrics are
gets stuck in
literally
your head, so I was just wondering.
the lyrics are embedded in my mind now. So now, like you
I,
brought it up, now I'm really thinking about it because I said it in my head too.
I know, right? That was kind of the point. All right. So, big pizza debate: pineapple or no?
Listen, listen. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. I don't think sweet and savory should ever be mixed. Just never. Just never. Like
What?
you ever had a pizza with sweet sauce, like the sweet marinara sauce?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Like a tropical, what do they call it? A tropical barbecue sauce or
Oh, I don't
something
even
like
like
that.
barbecue pizza. Barbecue pizza, not for me. Not for me.
Okay, so
Just
what are
not
you
for
just
me.
a cheese pizza kind of guy?
Yeah, maybe pepperoni. Or a pizza. Pizzas are good.
I've never heard of a pizza, but that's interesting.
It's like
Okay.
pepperoni, bacon, sausage, ham, everything, chicken, all that. Like it's just everything.
Okay, we have some interesting. So so I've got a this is a prize question. We've hit a prize question.
All right, come on.
What secrets do you want people to keep? Like the kind that they should never tell you.
I do not want to know what your feet look like. Please just never tell me. I think people have a tendency to walk up and be like, I hate feet, but I have really cute ones. No one asked you. No one wants to see those. I sure don't either. Like, like what? Like, what? Like
All
you
right.
saying your feet is cute is gonna make me want to look at them or something.
Okay, you have a point, right? Because you're like, I don't care about your feet. They melt
But
you
since we're on
off.
the topic, I have really cute feet.
All right, this is good. I love it. Okay, so let's see what the price for this one is. Oh damn! It's a secret, and we can't tell you.
It's probably a photo
It's
of
still right
someone's
there.
foot.
It says so right there.
It's probably a photo of someone's foot, and in that case, I didn't want to know anyway.
Well, the pizza there was a pineapple pizza involved in the prize, but I forego that, and I will reach into a different prize for later. Okay. So I want to know about sayings, right? Like you're into language. I'm into language, right? So like, where do these sayings come from, right? I want to know, why do we talk about shaking a stick at something?
Shaking a stick at something.
Right. You heard
I
it?
really couldn't tell you. I've never heard that saying. Where is that from?
You've never heard somebody say, I have more shoes than I could shake a stick at?
No.
All right.
No. Wow, that's different. That's different.
Right.
I have
Okay.
more
Well,
shoes than I could shake a stick at.
if we're there with you, then I'm wondering if you know what the saying, what does it mean to pull up your socks?
Oh my gosh, of course.
Do you know that one?
I know that. I know the
Oh,
pull up my
okay.
socks
I,
thing.
I thought that like all these were going to be lost on you, but you know that one.
No, no. Yeah, I know that one. Just the
Okay.
shaking the stick. I've never heard that, like ever. Like,
You've never heard shake a stick at it?
yeah, no, never.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for you, because every time I hear it, I'm very concerned about why people are walking around shaking a stick. So
You want to know what's crazy? My
I do.
favorite saying that I have a tendency to do way too much, and everyone laughs when I say that, is I'll be like, I'll be talking about something, I'll be like, man, like I couldn't believe this dude just walked in and acted like he didn't see me. Like, you feel me? And everyone just laughs every time I say you feel me, because obviously they don't actually feel me, but like, do you feel me?
Do you feel
You're
me?
like,
I know, right?
you're
All
like,
right,
no.
I got you. We
Wait,
can
wait, you
we
gotta
can
say it. You
have.
gotta say it. Wait, say that you feel me. Say you feel me. Say you feel me.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Right?
It's
Like,
weird. It's weird to say, right?
it is kind of weird to say, because it's like, I don't know. I don't need you to feel me. I need you to hear me. I'm more concerned about if you heard me, and not that the fact that I'm talking like you could actually hear. Did you listen? That
I'm more
was like,
likely.
right.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
more likely to feel somebody than to hear anything they just said. But that's just me. That's just me.
Like, okay, you and I could do a whole podcast on those sayings, because like that's some of those are my pet peeves. But there you go. How can you be sure? Like, I mean, sure that an animal psychologist really knows what is going on with an animal?
Listen, listen. I think you have to try to feel the animal to see if you can really feel what's going on with them. Like, you have to feel them first. Like, so so if they tell you that lion is really angry, I think you should probably walk up and touch the lion to see if the lion's really angry, just so you can feel like if it really was
Okay.
angry, you know?
So in this particular case, if the animal psychologist walked up and says, "Do you feel me?" it would be appropriate.
It would be do you I think they would say, like, "Do you feel that lion?" Like, "Do you feel that lion?" It'd be appropriate. It'd be
So
acceptable to
maybe
say.
what their response should be is like, "I feel you."
Yeah, I'd be like, "I feel
Okay.
you."
Okay. Okay.
I'd
Okay.
probably say, "I feel you," but I'd probably
Right.
ask the animal psychologist to still go touch the lion. I'd be like, "Touch it one more time for me?
Okay.
Like, just one more
All right.
time."
All right. All right. So you know what? I'm really happy with that answer. It like made me want to give out a prize. So
Fringe is crazy.
yeah, are you ready for this? This is a pretty damn good one. I got my hand smacked for trying to get this approved from Let's Talk, but they finally did. So yeah, we were able to pull off a year subscription to TikTok. Yeah, you look happy about that. I'm pretty excited.
And he froze.
And I don't think he's frozen. I see
No,
him.
I'm not frozen.
He's not frozen. He's just like he's fettered with excitement.
Like, what do you mean you got a year subscription to TikTok?
What? Do you have a TikTok account?
I have a TikTok.
Okay, well now you have like another year. You can just add on to it. Behalf of Let's Talk. You're welcome.
All right.
All right.
W subscription, you feel me?
I was. It was good stuff. Okay, this is like we're getting into some serious shenanigans. So if I asked you to donate one of your organs, which one would you consider parting with?
What? Just take my heart. Here, you got it.
You don't need that one. You're like, I'm done. You can have it.
I mean, if I'm parting the organ, I'm just gonna get rid of my heart. You know, I might as well. Like, otherwise, as long as I'm walking, I think I need all of them.
So it was like, which one would you consider parting with?
Yeah, like I
Apparently,
mean, if
you're
I have to
like, I don't
consider
care.
parting with it, that means it's probably the end. It's probably the end. So I'm like,
It's
here, just
probably
take my
the end.
heart.
I don't know,
Just,
right?
yeah.
Because there's like, obviously we don't need tonsils because they take them out all the time, the appendix.
But
Right?
like, would
There's other
you?
stuff.
But do they take like? Do you donate your tonsils to give to someone else?
Well, no, I haven't gone that far yet. But like,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you can donate like other things, right?
like, do they slice off your fingertips and give them to someone else? Like,
It
here.
might come to that. It depends how badly somebody needs them.
So like, I feel like if I have to donate anything, I'm just
Did
like,
you
all
hear
right,
that?
look, y'all
Just
got
wait.
it.
Did
Just
you
gut
hear
me.
that?
Just gut me and take everything.
Just wait. Did you hear that? Because I literally heard Quentin snort. I heard him snort. He laughed.
Yeah,
I
they
heard
can.
it. You
They
didn't
can
know
just
I
have
heard it,
they can just have everything. They got it. They can just
right?
take my heart, take my
They
kidney,
can take
take
it
my
all.
liver, like whatever you need.
You're
Just
like, if
here.
you want
It's
my
over.
big toe, you have to take everything. Like, I'm not parting with any of it.
Yeah, like not part with any of it.
I'm
So you
not.
just
I'm
gotta
not
take
doing
everything.
it. Okay.
It's
Okay.
all
You
or
know what?
nothing.
And that's fair, because you're like, I still need this. Yeah. Okay. Are you good at accents?
No, not even close.
Good. Good. Can you give us an Australian accent?
Oh man, give me something Australian people say. Somebody give me some Australian people say. What do Australian
Okay. How
people say?
about like put some shrimp on the Barbie?
Put some shrimp on the Barbies, what they say?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Barbie.
You know what? You know what? You know what I
Barbie.
do? I'll do the how do they do it? How do they do it? They're like, oh, crankies. Like that's how they yeah,
That's
that
what
way.
they say. That's not probably how they say it though. You want to try
Close
again?
enough, all right? Close
Okay.
enough. Close enough.
Can you, British? How about would you like some tea and biscuits? Can you say that in the British accent?
Would you like some tea and biscuits?
Okay. And what was different about that and Australian and your regular that?
Whoa, way different. Way different.
Wait for it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you another chance. Can you do Irish? Like say I
No,
need a
not
beer and a
even
pot of
close.
gold.
I need a beer and a pot of gold. That's
All
probably
right.
how they say it.
Sounded a little bit East Indian to me, but I'll take it.
East what?
All right, I'll get easier for you because that was really hard for you. I can tell that. Like, can you mimic the sound of a tuba?
Brum, brum, brum.
I love it. That was awesome. You got better the second time.
Oh my gosh, that was immaculate. I feel like I said it twice and I did it while laughing too. Which is
I know, right? You did it while laughing. That was precious. Okay. Philosophical question for you. You can take a moment if you need it. If you bought a new, bigger bed for your bedroom, okay, would you have more bedroom or would you have less bedroom?
Dang. I'd have more bedroom because I brought a new bed to my bedroom. So now I have a bedroom.
It's bigger bed too, right?
Well, no, because I would have bought a new bed to the
But it's a
bedroom. I didn't get rid of
it says right here. It says right here, it's a new, bigger bed.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But I never got rid of the old bed. I got the new, bigger bed, but I never got the old bed gone. So now I have bed. I have
Oh,
a
so now
bigger
you're
bed
all
in the
bed.
bedroom. So
You're
now my room
all
is
bed.
all bed. Exactly. All bed.
So that just lets me know you got a lot of sleeping to do. You're right in bed now.
I'm probably not going to go to sleep in it at all because I don't
Yeah,
sleep.
there
I'm
you
a
go. Because you're
vampire, so
like,
we don't sleep. We just stay up.
yeah, I know. And then it's like there's so much bed in your room. You got a little bit of anxiety going on about like, now what do I do? Right?
Somebody said chocolate covered bacon.
Chocolate covered bacon is like, I don't know about that.
That sounds
Anyways,
immaculate.
are you gonna make some?
Nah, I like putting syrup on my bacon.
Okay. As Canadians, we just do that shit anyways. In fact, they sell maple syrup bacon here.
Can I be honest with you? Maple syrup bacon is terrible. I hate maple syrup. Like with a burning passion in my soul.
And
Like
then what
hate
kind of
maple
syrup are you
syrup.
putting on there? Like the Aunt Jemima? Or
Yeah,
like,
Aunt Jemima. Wow.
okay. Maple
Now it's like
syrup is like the bomb. Like, I don't know what you're
n-
talking about.
now
All
it's
right.
like it's like Pearl Mill Company. It's not even Aunt
Okay,
Jemima
yeah,
no more.
yeah.
Like
I know them. I
they
know
got
them.
rid of my
Because that
aunt.
just tells me that you're like really into shopping at Costco.
Oh no, they just got rid of my aunt. So I'm like, wow, what?
Okay,
Now I
let
got
me know.
Pearl.
All right, all right. So like, we're almost at the final question.
Oh wait,
So
it's 1:11. Make a wish. We're
okay,
at 1 hour and 11 seconds.
okay.
11 minutes.
I'm making a wish. Done. Thank you for reminding me. All right. So as the saying goes, time is money. Should we now start considering ATM machines a time machine?
Mm, I feel like you would have to, unless it was the old ATM machines that don't have any money in them anyway. They don't even work anymore.
I've been there. I've been there. That's the
There's
tricky
a
part, right? You
this one
like
time,
go
this
to
one
the
time,
vault for money and there is none.
there was ATM. There's like an ATM around the corner from my house, and somebody like stole it. They just stole it. And when they called the cops and the cops came, they were like, "Yeah, by the way, that ATM was empty anyway, so they just have an empty ATM." I was like, "Oh, so they just have a big machine with buckets?" Huh,
They'd be
makes sense.
mad, but if they tried to sell it, they'd get money for it. That's a good gig. That's a good
Very
gig.
true.
It costs a lot to get an ATM, but like you feel that you make a lot of money on that.
You,
And
you,
you do.
have you ever bought an ATM?
No, actually, I haven't bought an ATM. I've just used one.
Well, that means you used a time machine.
I know, right? I was so excited when I thought about that. I'm like, time is money.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to the time machine.
Exactly. And you bought yourself time.
I did. I bought myself some time. Or maybe I bought myself less time. I don't know how it works.
Well, no, if time is money, then like when you buy money, you buy time. Like,
I
because
know,
the
but
more time, the more money, you know?
right? But then you're taking money out, or it's like a withdrawal.
You're like, wait, are you feeling me? That's literally what I'm thinking right now.
And he just said, "Are you feeling me?"
No.
No,
Somebody
but I am
commented that.
listening to you.
Somebody commented that, and I'm like, that's literally what I'm thinking right now.
Right? I
Because
know. Is that going on?
if you buy money, well, you don't buy money. What? You what? Do you
Uh,
buy money?
do you buy
Like, do
money?
you buy money?
We do buy money.
But
We
like,
do.
do you? But like,
We
what
give
does
it
it
to
mean
the.
to?
Oh, I'm not even gonna get into that because.
How do you buy money is the question. Like, how do you buy money?
Okay, well, here's another question. This wasn't gonna be the Well, anyways, I was gonna tell you the prize for the other one, but I'll put that on. So, how you buy money? If the world is in debt, right? So we have a world debt. Who do we owe it to? The whole world is
Mm,
in debt.
I think you owe it to yourself.
Okay.
My baby boss. He's lying. I'm the father of that baby boss.
I just
I'm that
all
baby's
you have to
daddy.
do, all you have to do is just Just say I own the world. So now you owe yourself
Right.
because you own the world anyway.
Right. Self-proclamation.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, you need to prove that. I'm
Exactly.
like, I don't need to prove shit until you start paying me.
If you can tell me you're lying, then I can own the world.
Right? Okay, we got this. We here on this show, who would have known that we're coming up with all answers?
Honestly,
I did.
I think
It was
I think
unexpected tonight.
I think Einstein in the future would be talking about this show, even though he already died. Isn't that crazy?
I like to think that.
Exactly.
This could be a good night tonight. Thank you. That's, yeah. That after that, I think that should be in the caption, Quentin. I don't know. Okay.
Voice
So,
from above.
right? I know. Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that. All right, that's how he feels about that. Okay, so I wanted to let you know, like, that we have had so much fun tonight, and so like, I already told you, I get in a lot of trouble for these prizes, but I'm still like, no, man, my guests, they took time out of their lives, and they're like answering some important stuff. So like, this is world changing. So like, now I can justify why we needed to pay that. Somebody's not happy over here, but anyways, I was able to arrange an Amazon gift card for you,
Oh, I appreciate that.
right? So not only is it reusable, but it has a whole balance of 25 cents on it.
Well, look, wait. So since it's reusable, right?
It's reusable.
Instead of giving me an Amazon gift card, look, wait, ready? Wait,
Okay.
ready? Go like this. You see the magic? It's already in your hands.
I
I
see.
feel
That's the way
like
it works.
I feel like since it's already back to you, now you can use that to buy a second book.
So I just wanted to let you know, like, because you're in the States and I'm in Canada, we just did the exchange rate twice. There's like no more money left on the card. You should have kept it. You should have kept it. Plus two, right? When it's like the thick kind of card, right? So when it gets cold out there, you can use it to scrape your windshield.
A thick card that
Yeah,
you
it's
can
this.
scrape your windshield with?
Yeah.
Do you have physical cards that you use still? I just use Apple Pay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like to do that too, but then what am I going to scrape my windshield with when it's cold?
Your hands.
No, these babies are for other things.
What you
They
what
don't like to
use
get cold. They're for writing.
but what use is the cold if you can't feel it?
I'm okay with not feeling the cold. Trust me.
But you wouldn't know what hot was if you couldn't feel the cold.
I know what hot is, and I know. See, that's what room temperature's for.
But
So
room temperature is room temperature, not
room
hot or
temperature lets you
cold.
know. Then you're like, oh, it's getting hot because it's not room temperature anymore.
But
I'm
what if
okay
there
with
was no
that.
room temperature? How could you get to room temperature if room temperature? What if room temperature was 32 degrees?
I don't know. That you're talking about Fahrenheit. I'm over here in Celsius.
No, I'm talking about Celsius. That's pretty
Okay.
hot though.
Okay, 32. That's hot.
That's what I'm saying.
That's hot.
So like, but what if that was room temperature?
Well, then anything hotter than 32 would be hotter.
But 32 degrees is already hot.
I can take it. I like the heat.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense. You like
Yeah,
soup?
right. I'd just be drinking more water.
You like soup?
Yeah, I like soup. Some of them.
Would you pour soup on your hand?
Only if I've been outside scraping my car with a thing.
That would be terrible. That'd be terrible. Your hand would literally like burn.
Well, I don't like my so hot. Sometimes I like it hot, but sometimes I like it like, room temperature.
I was gonna say, if you like hot, would you stick your hand in boiling water?
Nah, you know what? Nah, I like my hands too much, but I'll go in a hot tub.
Would you take a boiling hot shower?
I have.
Only way to take showers, boiling hot.
There you go.
If it's not burning up your skin, you're taking the wrong one. All right.
Right? We have had some interesting communications, and we've gone right around there. We have done some great things, and I am very, very pleased with this show. So I want to thank you for your time tonight. It's been a pleasure. chatting it up with you, doing the shenanigans. That was extra fun. And, it's been a pleasure to watch your growth. Love your poetry, love your energy,
Thank you.
right? You're a very special person. So we love to see all the good things that are happening for you. And will you come back? And when you're living in France, will you come back on the show?
That's like 5 years from now.
Okay. Well, we could do it sooner, but would you come back on the show?
Yeah, I'll come back on the show. I'll come back on the show.
All
If
right.
I
That's
when
good.
I hit like 100,000 followers, I'll come back.
All
Come
right.
back.
All right. That's a
Come
deal.
back.
No, I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, so you know the deal we were talking about a little bit earlier. We're gonna close the show with Quentin there. We're gonna get some of his
Yeah,
feedback, even
I'm
though
gonna
you
try to
interrupted us.
become.
But hang
I'm
tight because we're gonna, after we shut down the show, we're gonna have a little party. So you
okay.
bring the
Perfect.
daiquiri to the
I'll bring the mango daiquiri and the pina
mix.
coladas, and I'm gonna try to be the voice from above and see if I can come down and speak.
Okay, that's some cool shit right there. Let's see how Quentin manages that. Thank you. All right.
Exactly.
Hey, what happened to Quentin? He's
I can't hear you, Val. I can't hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you now. I lost your volume, Val. Wow. We can't hear you. And you guys, this is an opportunity for Val and myself to really learn sign language because sometimes in transitions we lose the volume. But let's really Chaz really is a very interesting person and he really did well. And hopefully you guys will follow Chaz on his various social media and purchase his book, which we had put on the screen. And actually, I'll put it back up there now. That's Chaz's book. It's called The Untitled Masterpieces Through Poetry. So make sure you guys check it out and check out the replay. Like Val said, check out the replay. And thanks for joining us tonight. Very, very good show. Very, we appreciate the engagement from you guys. It makes the show a whole lot better. Because me and Val could sit here and talk to each other all day, but we don't want to. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.